Hi, everyone. So nice to see you, all of you here today. We just started the webinar and I can see the numbers going up, quickly ticking. A very warm welcome to all of you. Hi, everyone. The way we'll do this session is that we'll kind of start sharp at 4:05. But in the meanwhile, we would encourage all of you to use the chat box, introduce yourself, tell us and each other about what you deal in, what your business is into, how one can reach out to you. We've seen in the past, both my colleague here, Adnan, as well as me, that a lot of times there are a lot of business opportunities that are generated. For example, a supplier meeting a buyer. So please do make the most of this opportunity. Just to give you some context why we're doing this, and of course, it's a very exciting session today, a very different one as well. How does how do you really use AI tools to kind of power your business growth? It's a very important as well as relevant topic today. But let me tell you, this session is a part of a series called GlobalLinker Growth Talks. And why do we do this? We've initiated this to kind of bring together all the forces of industry specialists, domain experts, whether internally or externally, to kind of share practical knowledge, tips, insights, trends, data with all of our SMEs in honestly a series of growth-focused webinars. So each webinar actually is like a catalyst for business growth, because we present to you actionable items in a crisp, meaningful, and interactive format. So again, a very warm welcome to all the attendees who've joined in slightly late, but still on time. Let me introduce to you our specialist today, who's going to take you through this exciting webinar, which is on how do you use AI tools to kind of power your business growth. A very warm welcome to our colleague, Mohammad Adnan. He is an e-commerce specialist at GlobalLinker. I'm sure most of you have already possibly interacted with him in some format. But today he is going to actually share all his tips, tricks, all the research he's done around this topic. He is honestly a seasoned e-commerce specialist. And at GlobalLinker, he leads the do-it-yourself e-commerce website builder, which is called Linker Store, and honestly a number of strategic growth initiatives in India as well as abroad. He is an avid public speaker and a big proponent of digitization. Even while possibly we interact outside of work, we still talk about the power of going online. So he's conducted over 500 plus training workshops and webinars, and has helped over 12,000 plus SMEs from India as well as Philippines, across the globe, to be honest. Now, a very warm welcome, Adnan. I think our members today are very excited to know about this topic. So over to you. We still have 2 minutes more to get started, but if you'd like to address the audience.
Absolutely. Thanks, Malvika. And first of all, a warm welcome to all the participants and all the attendees here in today's session. Today's session is going to be a very exciting session because the buzzword is AI, and everyone is interested, or everyone has heard of AI, how it is going to change the landscape in future, especially the way things are done. Now, everyone has heard of it, but not many people are using it. And I'm sure you must have heard this phrase when people are talking about AI. So a lot of experts have said that AI is not going to replace jobs. It is the person who knows how to use AI is going to replace the jobs, or who's going to sustain and succeed. That's where it is extremely important that as quickly as possible we can learn to use these AI tools. And you'll see in this session that there are a lot of things which earlier appeared to be very complex or very specialized knowledge but today you can use AI tools and do that in matter of seconds. So that is the power of AI, and it will be unwise on our part if we are not leveraging something is available out there that can help us, and we are not leveraging it or we are not using it. That will be absolutely unwise on our part. So it is extremely important. Now, because I have that wonderful opportunity of meeting and interacting with so many business owners on a daily basis, that's where one of the common realization is uh, everyone is excited and everyone is interested to use AI tools, but at the same time, how do you use them? What are the different options available where you can use easily? And this is where today's session, I'm not going to be focusing on very complex uses of AI tools, although there are so many complex and very different uses that you can put them, very technical uses that you can put AI tools. So this is where in today's session, I'm going to focus on uses which me and you can use in our daily lives, and we can simplify our lives, and we can do the basic or routine activities that we typically do in our day-to-day lives while we are running our business. So how we can simplify them and do them more efficiently and in a better way using these AI tools. So that's going to be today's focus, or today's webinar's focus. Once again, a warm welcome to all the participants. Now, in next few seconds, I'm going to start sharing my screen, and then we'll quickly proceed ahead. It is already 4:06 p.m. Now, before I start sharing my screen, there's a suggestion that I would want to give to everyone. One is you start sharing or interacting with other participants in the session, and God knows you'll be able to find a possible buyer or supplier in this session. So that's a important opportunity which is available to you, and I don't want you to miss out on that. The second is you'll obviously have questions when I'm explaining something. It is not like you'll be able to understand everything, and that is accepted and understood. Now, what is more important is that you ask those questions. So there is a Q&A button that you'll be seeing below. Just click on that and ask your question. Now, you may feel, and many people feel, including myself, that they feel a little uncomfortable asking questions on a public platform. What others will think about me. So don't worry on that. There's an anonymous option also. You can mark it anonymous and you can ask your question. But what is more important is your doubts should be clear. Otherwise, your and my time is wasted. If you came to the session, spend the time, and still you are not able to understand it properly. So that's why please do feel free to ask your question. And no matter how simple or complicated it, if you haven't understood it, please ask your question. All right, so this is where I'm going to start sharing my screen, and let's proceed ahead. I can
Absolutely,
see.
Adnan. I think I love your enthusiasm on, first of all, making everybody aware of the fact that it will be absolute value of time if all your doubts are answered. So please don't hesitate and use the Q&A section. Again, we're all excited. I can see we at GlobalLinker, we have 4 lakh plus members on our community online interacting with each other. And so many of you have joined today. It is a pleasure to kind of interact with all of you, and we'll get started now. Okay, over to you, Adnan.
Absolutely. Thanks, Malvika, for that. And I think we have, in today's session, we even have participants who will be joining from other countries other than India. So we'll have participants from Sri Lanka and Abu Dhabi. So welcome to all the participants. All right, so this is where I'll start sharing my screen, and I hope everything is, our screens are visible and I'm audible as well. So there's no issue whatsoever with that. And let's get started. Let me hide this so that it don't obstruct our view. So let's get started with today's presentation. And trust me, it is not going to be a presentation. This is where I'll be doing a live demonstration, because I believe in showing to you how you have to use these solutions rather than just telling the names or just rather than just explaining the process, go there and do this, right? So I will show to you. So let's start very quickly. We'll understand what are the agenda item in today's session. So firstly, we'll touch upon the basic business activities or the routine business activities that we typically struggle with. I'll not say struggle with, but these are routine, and that's where a fair amount of thought process goes into them, fair amount of effort goes into them, and that's where they cause stress, right? So how you can simplify them, that's the next topic. That's where we'll understand what are the AI tools, etc., which you can use to simplify these tasks. And then I'll also share with you a few best practices when it comes to using AI tools, although I'll also be demonstrating them that what are the areas where you should look out for. And lastly, we'll have a question answer round. So all the questions that you are asking or you are putting into the Q&A box, those questions will be answered in this session. So this is where, again, I'm reiterating for everyone's reference that don't keep questions for yourself. So it is important that you ask your question and you don't wait all the way till the end. So whenever you have that question, put it in Q&A so that when we are moving into the Q&A session, that is where we can answer your question, right? So there can be a probability that you had a question now, but when the session is ending where we are breaking into question answer round, you may forgot or it may skip your mind. That is why it is important. So don't hesitate on that. All right, so let's quickly move on to the first topic, and we'll very quickly go through it. But before moving ahead, there's a small disclaimer, and it is important because this is purely a webinar where we are talking about different solutions, and it is important that we clarify that. In this webinar, we'll be suggesting few AI tools, and these suggestions are only for educational purposes, and there can be a scenario that there are better AI tools or there are better solutions available as compared to what we are suggesting in today's session, and that is absolutely possible. So what is requested is that you do your own research and then you choose a suitable AI tool. And lastly, none of the tools that we are going to share in today's session, none of them has sponsored this session. So just sort of clarifying that. Now, moving on to the first topic, business activities that we typically struggle with. So, firstly, related to website, because that is an area where I actively work in and I have a tremendous amount of interest. So, product content creation. Now, if you are someone who has fair amount of knowledge about website setup, etc., and who has worked on product catalog, this may look very simple, but look from a traditional business perspective, they had been in business for like decades, 2-3 decades now, but they had been selling physically. Now they have to sell digitally, and that's where they have to create product content, and that's where I have personally seen many businesses struggle. They know their product. There's no better person in the world who has more in-depth knowledge of that product. But when it comes to presenting that information on the internet, on their website, that's where they struggle. How do you create that product content? So that is one struggle area. Second is metadata. That is the search engine optimization related data. That is meta title and description. That is where when it comes to creating them, people struggle. They feel that it is a very technical thing, will not be able to do that, or even if they attempt to do it, they struggle with it. So how you can use AI tool to simplify that, that's what we are going to understand. Now, banners is a very interesting topic and something very closer to my heart, because many websites that I reviewed, they have beautiful products. They have uploaded the product information very nicely. But when it comes to the banner or imagery which is there, that kills the entire thing. It does not gel with the kind of professional impression you would want to give to the people who are visiting your website, whether it is B2B or B2C, irrespective. So how can you do that? How can you create banners for your website using AI tools and without like getting into the design thing, just giving instruction, and you can create that? That's something that I'm going to explain to you. Business content, for example, you have to write a page, you have to write about us page, That is also an area where I've seen people struggle. And lastly, enhancing images. This is also an area where I have seen that people have images, but they are low resolution images. And when it comes to adding the information on their website, on the internet, that is where they don't have those high resolution images. So how do you go about it? How can you enhance the images using the AI tool? That is what we are also going to understand. So these are common areas based on my experience and years of interaction with business owners and SMEs, that I know these are the struggle areas and how you can use AI tools to solve for them. In addition to that, marketing related. So if you have to create social media campaign, social media content or marketing collaterals, how you can create them using AI tools, we are going to understand. Now, with related to sales, these are few areas where people struggle. That is identifying the ideal customer profile. Yes, you can use AI tools to do that. Keyword research, to a certain extent, you can do that and you can further refine. Then you have target markets, so identifying the target markets, scripting. So if you have to write a phone call script, or if you have to write an email to a prospective client introducing your business, how you can do that. And lastly is very interesting, presentation, how you can use AI tools. You have to just provide a descriptive input and you can create a presentation entirely using AI tool and professional looking presentation. So that is all we are going to discuss in today's session. So without spending any more time, let's move on to the next slide. And that's where we are going to understand, we are going to start understanding various aspects. So what is the first aspect or the first item that we are going to discuss? And that is product content. So this is where I'll switch my screen and I'll take you to a website. So give me a few seconds to do that, because there are so many tabs open on my PC at the moment, so I may get confused. So this is a website. This is a shoe manufacturing business, and it is a hypothetical business. We have created this for today's demonstration. So it is a shoe manufacturing business. It is an actual website live on the internet, and it has products, etc. So everything is available similar to your website. Now, just imagine that I am a business owner and I run this shoe manufacturing business, and I had been running it for decades and decades. Now I want to create a digital presence, because digital is the way forward, and any business that is not digitized will struggle to survive and sustain. So that is where I want to create my website. All right, I've started that process, whether I'm doing it myself or I have hired a person, I have hired an agency, they are doing it. The basic requirement and the most important requirement is the product information, right? You may have images, but product title and description, you have to create that to put it on your website. Now, if you're not doing it, if you're shying away from it, because that's also something that I know people do that, which is not right and you shouldn't do. That is, just use it, whatever is available, just use it. Because in that case, what will happen? You'll not just get hit on the presentability, that people who are coming to your website, they're not finding your website presentable and information is inadequate. That is obviously something which will happen. In addition to that, what will happen is you'll take a hit on search engine optimization. Now, there's an inverse situation, or there is a different story also. The other story is that I hire an agency. I tell them, these are the product images, create the product description yourself and product titles yourself, right? And there are good agencies who will put in a lot of effort and create that information, and that is wonderful. But what if that agency decided to just copy paste the information from one of similar website? In that case, your website, no matter how much effort you put into optimize or increase or improve the ranking on the search engine, it will not get improved, because the search engines can detect that you have used someone else's content. And obviously, that is where you are being presented as a thief. So why would they promote a thief? Right? So that is also a very dangerous situation. So it is recommended that you create the product content yourself. Now, how can you create it? I'm a common businessman. I know my product, but how do I create it? That is where I would show you the process now. Now, this process starts with ChatGPT. So go to ChatGPT. Now, where is it? This is ChatGPT. Sign up, create an account. Once you have created this account, then you have to use Google Sheets. So for that, I'm taking you back to the other screen that we were looking at. This is the Google Sheet. I'm already put in some information for your reference, and we'll do a live example. So this is something that I've already put in. So now let's use, I've used this product already to create that information. Let's use this product. So this is where we have this particular product, which is a formal shoe. So I'll just copy the product title and I'll paste it here. I'm doing it in row number 3. And let me also zoom in a little bit because I can see this will be a little smaller, especially if you're joining the session through a mobile device. So row number 2 is, this row was already done by me earlier. For the benefit of time, I've done few of the activities. Now, this is the product title. We all know the product name. And this is where we haven't gone scientific and created something for the e-commerce. Whatever was the product name, we have just added it here. Now we have to do a little bit of hard work here and identify product keywords and business keywords. So one is keywords which are relevant to that product, which we are wanting to create product title and description, etc. And second is the keywords which are relevant to the business, the Shuko business that we are running, right? So there are 2 sets of keywords. Again, the question, how do you find them, right? ChatGPT comes to the rescue. It will help definitely in identifying. So this is where I went to ChatGPT and I asked it. So I'll also read out the prompt to you, because writing the prompt is the key. If you want to use ChatGPT to its fullest, then you should learn, put in some time to learn how to write prompts. So the prompt that I have written is: act as a search engine optimization expert, research and list down the relevant keywords for the product. And this is where I've added the product URL. This is the product URL, and these are the keywords which are recommended. I just picked 5 of them. And then I gave a brief introduction about the business. Again, the prompt is act. So this is, sorry, let me come back because I was just jumping the gun. So I came to ChatGPT, I gave it the product URL, and it gave me the relevant keyword. Now, it is not necessary that you have to use everything which the ChatGPT. You can use your thoughts and your wisdom, or there are more precise keyword research tools like Google Keyword Planner, which are available. You can use them to refine whatever ChatGPT has recommended, and then you can have the list of keywords. So 5 to 6 keywords, the primary ones you have to identify. So you don't have to like list out 20, 31. You have to just list out 5 to 6 keywords, which we have done here, right? And I'll just copy them because the shoes are similar. So this is the shoe for which I've already created the content, and this is the shoe for which we are creating the content now. Sorry. Let's go back to ChatGPT. Now, after creating or identifying the keywords which were relevant to the product, I came back here, and this is where I added a brief introduction. So again, the prompt which I gave to ChatGPT was: act as a digital marketing and search engine optimization expert and list down important keywords for shoe manufacturing business with more than 10 years of experience making formal and casual shoes for men and women. That's the prompt that I gave, and it gave me the keywords. Now, you can definitely write a better prompt and more precise. You can add a website URL also to make it more precise, right? So it gave me the relevant keywords. Again, you can research them and make them more finer and better. So those are the business keywords which I've listed in column C, right? So these are the keywords that we have created. Now, this is the reference column. So in reference column, we are basically combining all these 3 columns. So we are combining the product name, product keywords, business keywords, and we are creating this reference. So let's also do that. And then this is where I've written the prompt. So now when it comes to writing this instruction, before that, you have to install a plugin to your Google account, and that is called GPT for Sheets and Docs. So you can find it on Google, what I call extension store, and you can install it. I'll give the link to this extension. Don't worry on that. I've provided the links in the presentation, and I will be adding or sharing this presentation with everyone who is joining this session. So in case you are getting worried from where I can get the links, etc., don't worry on that. I have added all the links to the presentation, and you'll get a copy of the presentation. Now you have to install this plugin, and this is the plugin. Launch it. I've already launched it here. So once you have launched it, there are a number of functions which are already there, which you can use. So which are like list, split, etc., etc. So there are a lot of Excel related activities also that you can do here. But what is important for us is to give it. So similar to what we were doing in ChatGPT, we were giving it instructions that you have to do this, and this is from where you can get the reference. So this is where what I've done is equal to GPT. I don't think you can see it very clearly, but I'll just read it out loud. What I've written here is equal to GPT, and after that column, and then we have act as a expert content writer and write search engine optimize e-commerce product title, and from where can it take the reference. So this is from where it is taking the reference. So this will become D3 now, and let's press enter. It will take few seconds because we have free accounts. So on a paid ChatGPT account, it works a lot faster. So it is loading data, and here you can see the product title is created. And this is a search engine optimized. Now we have created the product title, and it is a fairly simple activity. Now, similarly, we can do that for the product description. We have to only make few changes in the instructions that we are giving to ChatGPT to do that. So let's also do that. So for that, we will move to the next column. So this column E was for product title, right? Anyone and everyone, I can assume, do that. This is a very simple exercise that you have to do. Now, the next column is, because the product information remains the same, we have to now tell, okay, you have created a product title, now create product description. So this where, again, we have written the same type of instructions. Let me just read them to you. So act as an expert content writer and write search engine optimized product description. Here, we asked it to write product title. This is where we are writing or asking it to write product description. Again, clicking on enter, it will take some time, and then it will generate the SEO optimized product description for us. Now, please always keep this in mind that there is always scope of improvement. So this is not like God's work that ChatGPT is doing, that this is the final, you can't improve it. Obviously, there are scopes to improve it. So review it. Don't just use it as is. Whatever is created by AI tools, review it and then use it. And there is one more check that you have to do. I'll explain to you that once I'm done explaining how to generate this one. So this where you have understood how you can generate product title and description, which a lot of people struggle with, right? We are not content writer. How can we write? Or content writer is asking a lot of money to write product description, etc., etc. So this solves that problem, right? So product title and description, you have seen it is all created very easily on click of a button. Now let's move to meta title and description. That is the metadata. Now metadata is used by search engines when they are crawling your website and indexing your information. Now, if you haven't added the metadata, the possibility of your website's information getting indexed properly is quite low. So it is important that you add this information. And this is where, again, I've personally seen people struggle that how do we create this information? Again, same process, use the plugin and Now we are giving it a different instructions. Sorry, let me just hide it once again. So yeah, so this is where we are giving it instruction, act as a search engine optimization expert. So in the other two tab, we are asking it, or we were asking the AI tool to play a role of a expert content writer. This is where we are asking it to play a role of search engine optimization expert and create meta title. And again, we have provided the reference. So this will be D3, and pressing enter, it will create the content. This is the meta title which is created for you. Let's do that for meta description. Again, same. Slightly different instruction. This is where we are asking it that act as a search engine optimization expert and create meta description. So in the previous column, we asked it to create meta title, and this is where we are asking it to create meta description. And in pressing comma, and you can see the meta description is created. This is how it is created. Now, the challenge is, or the concern that I wanted to share with you is that what all content that you are creating through AI tools, irrespective whether you are creating it through ChatGPT or any other AI tool, it can be detected by the search engines as AI created content, and they will not give you weightage for that. How do you solve for that problem? That is important, and this is where I'll request everyone in the audience to understand this little carefully, because otherwise all the effort that you are putting in can go waste. All right. So how do you solve for that problem? Firstly, you have to understand whether the content that you have created is getting detected or not. How do you understand that? So let's use this product title as an example. So there's this website called Undetectable AI. Now, there are other websites also. If you Google that detect AI content, you'll get like a very long list of results. Undetectable AI has two actions. One is it checks whether the content that you have created is getting flagged for AI content or not. And second is, if you want it is getting caught, in that case, it will also help you to humanize that content. So that is this platform called Undetectable AI. I've added the link in the presentation, so don't worry on noting down the name of the website. It is all there in the presentation. So I've copy pasted the product title, which is generated here in this Excel file few moments ago. You'll have to agree to terms in terms of service, and then you have to click here, check for AI, and it will check, and it is not caught as a AI created content. Wonderful. Otherwise, if it was not, it was caught as AI created content, and then you could have clicked on humanize, and it would have humanized the content. Let's go to another tool. This is copyleak.com, and this is where we have to copy paste the content. Let's do that. It is asking for more content. This is not enough. Let's copy paste the entire description there so that it can understand. So let's check now what happens. Yes, it got detected. So the description, the product title did not got caught as AI created content, but this got detected. Let's go to undetectable once more. Let's copy paste the description there as well. Let's check whether it is getting detected. Yes, it is getting detected at both the place. Now let's try to humanize it. So we'll click on humanize. It requires a sign up, and after that you can do that. But if you don't want to, because this humanized thing is a paid thing, how can you do that in free? So that is where comes this tool, which is called Quellbot, and this is something that existed even prior to ChatGPT. Now, how do you use Quellbot to solve for this problem that your content does not get flagged as AI created content. So we'll just copy paste the description which is created. Now this is where, because it is a free account, so it will hit the limit. So you can do it in 2 parts, but for the benefit of time, I'll just delete the bottom 2 paragraphs and let's paraphrase it. So it is paraphrasing the content, just like re-paraphrasing the content. Now it will re-paraphrase it. It will take few seconds, which it is doing currently. So it has re-paraphrased it. Now I want you to re-paraphrase it again, but I don't want you to just click on this button. What you should do is copy the content from here like this, paste it here. So you are, whatever it has created, you are copy pasting it back again and then clicking on paraphrase. So you're simply not asking it to re-paraphrase it again and again. You are like taking the result, putting it back, and then paraphrasing it. So that should help you solve the problem. Let's go back and check whether it is getting detected. So let's check it here. Check for AI. Human. Wonderful. Let's check it here. Let's clear it. Check it here. Human. That's all. That's how you have to do it. But it is important that you do these checks. So whether you're doing it in undetectable AI or you're doing it on copy leaks or any other, there are so many AI detection platform these days. So you can check on any one of them. But what is more important is that you'll have to ensure that your content which you are creating, whether it is product title, description, or meta title, meta keywords. Now, typically the smaller sentences like product title or meta title, they typically don't get caught, but the longer ones get caught. So use Quellbot, absolutely free. If you have a longer description or a longer piece of information, you may have to do it in 2 parts, or otherwise you can get subscribe to their pro version, but that should solve your problem. Always remember that when you're re-paraphrasing, so you have to put the result which has come again back and then re-paraphrase it. So do it 2 or 3 times, and that should create a content which cannot be detected. So it will be a human created content sort of. All right. So this is where I've explained to you how you can create product title, product description, meta title, meta description, and also how not to get caught as AI created content. All right. Let's move on to another related aspect. And this is where if you have to write a paragraph or something, if you have to write a note about your business, whether you're creating a brochure, you're creating a presentation, you're writing an email, or you are just simply creating a content for about us page on your website, you need to have information about your business, right? Now, you can just create something, you can write something, everyone can write something about their business, right? It is not a big deal, but it may not be very presentable, and it may not be written in proper English, etc. So all those apprehensions and doubts are there in our mind. Many people even struggle with writing that. They feel that we don't have that knowledge or expertise, or we don't have that command on language, and will not be able to do that. Now, this is where again AI is there for our rescue. Now, this is where you're seeing a Google Doc. Earlier, we were seeing Google Sheet. This is where you're seeing a Google Doc. Now, again, the same extension that I showed to you, that is GTP for Sheets and Docs, the same extension works here as well. So you have to enable that extension, absolutely free, and then launch it. It will get launched as a sidebar here. Now, you can write a small note about your business. So this is where I'll just read to you, or let me just zoom in a little bit so that it is legible to you as well. So I've just written few lines about the business, very basic one, right? So Shuko is a shoe manufacturing business based out of Gurgaon, Haryana, with more than 10 years of experience in making formal shoes and casual shoes for men and women. It has a state-of-art factory that can manufacture high quality shoes in large quantities, right? Very basic information. Let's select this one, and I've written a prompt. So there are a few other pre-created prompts which are there. So you can change the tone, you can change, ask it to check grammar and spelling. You can ask it to summarize something. So if you have written like something very long, you want to summarize it, it can even translate. But this is where we are writing custom prompt, and the custom prompt is act as a content writing expert and write down a detailed note introducing the business. So that's what I've written. You can write it based on your requirement, and let's click on submit. So this where, based on the few lines that we have written about our business, it will create a note about introducing our business. So we'll again take few seconds, and here you can see we have this much content. So we just gave it 2.5 line, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs of content. And again, you can modify it, make changes to it based on your requirement. And once you have made the changes, that is where you can use it, right? So whether you're using it for your business email, whether you're using it for your presentation, or whether you're using it for, let's say, your brochure or about us page on your website, you can do that. So very easily, you can create a good quality content for your business. So that is another thing that, or another area that I know a lot of business owners struggle with. So I just thought of sharing a quick tip on how you can use AI tool to create this content. Now, this is not just related to the business. It is you can create an introduction about the product or product description in the similar fashion also, right? So a very powerful tool which is available. You can use it to improve the language or summarize it or make it better. So whatever you want, you can just give a instruction and it will create good quality content for you. Again, you can do the same check that we have done earlier, that you can go and check for AI content, and then if required, you can paraphrase it. And then once it gets, it does not get detected as AI content, that is where you can just use it. All right. So that is about creating the business content. Let's go back to the presentation for a minute. Where is our presentation? I think we were here. So this is where we have understood about the metadata. We have understood, not understood about the banner. So I'll just quickly show you that as well. That's why we keep referring back to the presentation. All right. So now let's understand about banners a little bit, and then we'll move on to understand how to create them. So this is a website where you can see these are the interchangeable banners, and there are a few other banners here. Now, you have the product images and you have to create these banners. How do you create them? You don't have graphic designers, or even if you have attempted to create them, it is very time consuming, and whatever the result came out was not looking very professional. Obviously, we all have that option. We can go to Canva and we can use a template and put in our images and we can create, but it is still something which requires a lot of thought in input and as well as time if you're doing it for the very first time, right? But there is a tool which is available where you have to just describe your requirement and it can create something for you. Let me show you that. And I can imagine that you'll love that solution. So let's switch the screen and let me take you here. Now, for the benefit of time, I've already done this. So I'll explain to you what I've done. Firstly, what is this platform? It is called designer.microsoft. It is Microsoft Designer, a platform by Microsoft which uses AI tools or AI to create good quality content. It is primarily used to create social media posts, but we can use it to create website banners as well. Whatever, anything requiring imagery and a beautiful presentation can be created using this one. Now, when you're signing up, it has like a wait list process. You'll have to firstly request that we would want to use it, and then in a day or so, they'll allow you to get, or they'll grant access to you, and then you can use it. So if you want to use it, then you have to go through that process. I just sort of sharing it for everyone, but otherwise you may feel that what is this waitlist, we are not able to use it. So it is not like straightforward. You can go and you can start using designer or Microsoft Designer. You have to request to get access to it, even if you have a Microsoft account, right? So when you'll access Microsoft Designer, and let me just open it one in front of you, how it opens up typically. So this is designer.microsoft. I'm just opening it up in another tab. This is how it opens up. Wonderful animation there. This is how it opens up. So it has basically two sections. One is this is where you have to type what you want. And this is where you also have to type whatever content you want. So they have given an example, an Instagram post about my cosmetic product launch on April 1st, like that. And if you want to use your own product images or your own visuals, you can add them from here. This is where here it is. They also have an option to generate images, which they will do, and then you can click on generate. So in our case, coming back to the banner creation part, this is where I uploaded this image. So this is that product image we were discussing earlier. This product I was referring to, this is the product. So I uploaded the image, and then website banner by high quality formal shoes. That's the text I want to be there on the banner. And I clicked on generate, and it has created so many options for me. Now I can pick and choose whichever is looking nice. So I can choose this one. And if required, I can resize or change orientations. All that is possible. So for example, I'm liking this one, right? Let's click on customize design. If we want, we can straight away download it from here. And this is with animation. And then you have other suggestions also, right? So there are a few other designs which they are suggesting, which you can use. Now, it is not at all necessary that you have to use your own product images. If you want to use for your product images, you can do that. Otherwise, you can ask them to create, right? So let's give the same instruction, website banner. And by high quality formal shoes, right? And let's click on generate. It will generate. So this is where we haven't given an image from our side that this is the image that you have to use. It will use publicly available images. And this is where you can see beautiful, stunning banners it has created. So this is a very nice looking banner. This is a very nice looking banner, right? This is also a very nice one, right? So this is how easily you'll be able to create banners. Let me show you the design. So this is how it is appearing. Very nice looking banner. You can change the text. It will continue to show other options related to the choice that you have made. So the same thing appearing in a different layout, different design. So those options are all there. Now, once you are done, once you are happy, you can just download it, and then you can upload it and use it on your website, right? So that is how easy and simple it is. And it didn't took, right? So I generated or created a banner right in front of you, and it didn't even took me 2 minutes, right? So that's how easy and convenient it is to generate banners these days. All right. So that is about creating banners. Let it moves to the site. Let's go back to the presentation. What happened? Yeah. Business content I've already explained when I was explaining to you about that Google Doc. You can create information about your business very easily. And last, image enhancing. Now, this is also something that I have personally experienced when I was interacting with business owners, that many times you may run across a scenario there where the image that you have is low resolution. You cannot use it practically. It is very small. How do you solve for that? You can't practically get it reshot. The cost will be like too much, or you don't have options available. So how do you solve for that? So for that, let's go back to the tab, and this is where we'll be using this AI image enlarger, and I'll just show to you how this tool works. Sorry, I have a bad throat, so please bear with me on that. So this is the tool. The link is there on the presentation, so don't worry on that. So you have to just select the image from our device. Let's select that. I think this is the small image that we have. So it will get uploaded, and it will ask so whether you have to like make it double the current size. This particular image is very small, so it is just 200 pixels, so very tiny image is there. So let's ask it to make it 4x, so 4 times, so that it becomes somehow like 800 pixel and can be used on the website, right? So we have selected the how large. On the pro plan, you can go up to 8x as well. On the free plan, you can only go to 4x, which is sufficient. And then we can click on start, which will create, start processing the image. It will take a few seconds depending on how many images you have given to it and how much X it has to increase it. So it will do that, and after a while, it will give you that option that you can download it. Yeah, so it has done it. Let's click on download, and you can see. So this is how it. So this is the output. I'll also open the input in front of you so that you can do a comparison. So this is the image that we gave it. Output, input. You can see the difference, and this is absolutely fine, right? You can see the finer details. So this is acceptable. You can use it in your marketing material. You can use it on what do you call? On your social media channels. You can use it on your website very easily. This is good. You could not use this, but you can use this, right? So that is the difference. It made this larger, right? So that is another thing. They also have this upscale, which is a paid feature. So that's where it will upscale the image. And then they also have this enhancer. So enhancer will make the image more beautiful. So it is a little blurry image. You can enhance it as well. So again, a AI tool which can solve for that problem in case you have that problem that the images that you have are very small or they are not like very nice, very sharp. So you can make them sharper. So here is the example that they show on their website. So something similar you'll be able to achieve as well. And you have seen that it took this image and made this big, and it is not at all a blurry image, right? So it is a perfect image which can be used, right? So those were the things, or those were the discussion topics related to website. Let's quickly move on. Now we don't have too many topics left, and I can see that we are nearing the end for social media campaigns. Let's quickly get onto that, and this is where we will go straight to, sorry, wrong tab. So we'll go straight to ChatGPT, and this is where, for the benefit of time, I've already done the prompt. So I'll just read it to you. So this is where I came to this ChatGPT and I wrote this prompt. Act as a digital marketing expert and create a Facebook post, or you can give it even numbers that create 5 Facebook posts or 3 Facebook posts. So I just gave it a instruction that create Facebook post for range of formal shoes. And that's where I gave this hyperlink. Here you can see I've added the hyperlink. And whenever you're adding a link, put it in brackets. The target customer is men aged 20 to 50 who are professionals and are interested in dressing well for formal occasions. So this is where we have already generated the customer profile. In case you haven't generated the ideal customer profile, I'll be explaining that a little later. So this is where you have to give the prompt. Once you have given this prompt, it will generate the social media campaign. So this is where it has created these posts. This is the heading that you have. This is the copy. This is the post that you have to put in. And you can choose. So it has given you 4 options. You can choose any one of them and you can use it. So this is one way of going about it, right? Using ChatGPT, just give it instructions, it will do the work for you. The other tool that you can use is this. It is called Post Genius, and this is where it works in a more simpler manner. So this is where you have to give the link to the product page for which you want to create the post. You can choose the tone, casual, professional, etc. You can use that, and then what it is, whether it is you wanted to summarize the content which is there on the page, or you just want to create a post. You can tell whether you would want to use emojis and hashtags, and then if you want to give a reference website like how one of your competitors do, you can put a reference here, and then you can choose for which platform you are wanting to create. So for example, we want to create it for Facebook, and that's where we have to click on generate, and it will generate the post for us, including emojis and hashtags. Again, multiple options, and we can use them. So if you're liking this, if you don't like this, you can click on here and you can get it regenerated. So that is another, both these tools, as you know, are free, so you can use them. Very easy tool to create these posts, right? Now, this is where we have understood that whatever post we are doing, we can create the content for it, right? So whatever caption we have to put in the image, or whatever text content we have to add in the post, social media post, we can create that. But what about the images, or what about the visual, right? How do you create that? Again, we'll use designer.microsoft, and this is where let's just use this one. We'll go to designer.microsoft, and I've already given it the instruction. Facebook post, impress your colleague with our formal leather shoes, right? This is one of the campaign, or one of the posts created by Facebook, created by ChatGPT. So I've put it in here, and then if we want, we can use our product images, and then I clicked on generate, and it generated Facebook posts for us. So in the exact design that we're looking at, so it even remembered that we liked this design, so it has shared this one. And there are so many designs that are available, like this one or this one. So there are so many options available, and this is where we are using generic images. So for example, you like this one, you can just click on customize design like this, and then you can add your logo. All that can be done very easily. All those tools are available here, and it will continue to show you these results, or these alternate options which are available here, which you can use very easily, right? So that's how you can create campaigns. Let's go back to the presentation. So you can create social media campaigns, as well as you can create social media content. And in the similar fashion, marketing collaterals as well. So like we created the Facebook post, you can create a leaflet or a brochure or uh, a image for a WhatsApp message that you would want to share. So anything that you're looking at can be created in a similar fashion. All right. Let's move on to the third aspect or the third area where we get stuck. Ideal customer profile, right? So this is where we all want to create or understand our customers in a better way. And that's where we want to, or we have to, it is a must that we should have a clear customer profile. Now, this is where again we can use AI tools to do that or simplify that. Let's go back to ChatGPT. And this is where, again, I've done that work for the benefit of time. So this is where I asked ChatGPT that act as a digital marketing expert and lists down the ideal customer profiles for Shuko. Now, this is where I could have given the website URL as well, but I've given a brief introduction that it is a business being 10 years old, etc., etc. And this is what it has come up. Now, this depends on how much information you are adding here. Based on that, it will give you the ideal customer profile. So this where it has given gender, age, occupation, income, geographic locations, location, fashion, shopping behavior, psychographic characteristics. So all that information is available. Now, when you have generated this information, which is your ideal customer profile, again, I'm not saying that it will be 100% perfect, but you'll have a guidance. You can modify it, you can make it better. Once you have this ideal customer profile, I don't want you to stop there. Then you go back to it, and based on this ideal customer profile, ask ChatGPT to tell you what are the important search words or terms that these people are using. So this is the customer. Now tell me, what are they searching? What are they using to buy the product? That's where you'll get the list of those keywords or those phrases that you can include in your website copy, your product description, and other pieces. And that's where you can have good advantage on search engine optimization. Now, there is one more thing that you can do with this information. That is, you can go back to ChatGPT and ask it to list down the target markets where these people. So it has given you that this is your customer. Now, where are they? So it will also list out it. And if you modify this prompt, it will even give you a website that these kind of customers typically go to these platforms or these websites, or this is where you can go and find. So this is where it has suggested that for this particular hypothetical business, Shuko, you can go to, you can use social media. That's where you'll have users, email, search engine, influencers, and retargeting users, right? So e-commerce platform, sorry, social media platform, e-commerce platform. It has even given the names, fashion blogs, search engine, and email marketing. These are the target areas or target activities that we should do to reach our customers, right? So this is, there are like very innovative ways in which you can use ChatGPT or any other AI tool to provide you information and inputs. Now, whatever is coming from them, it is not like, as I said earlier, it is not like God's word. So you have to use it as is. You can make it better. You can, firstly, you can recheck it from other sources as well, whatever it has been given to you, whether it is correct, accurate. It is not necessary that it will be 100% accurate, but to a certain extent it will be. And then you can improve it. So you can use your own brain, you can use your own knowledge, expertise, and years of experience that you have, make it better, and then use it. Right. So keyword research is something that I've shown to you. You can do that. Identifying the target market is also something that you can learn. I've shown to you. Scripting and email drafting is something that I've shown to you. Using the Google Docs extension, you can easily do that. You can write a calling script, or you can write a email, ask ChatGPT to draft an email. You can easily do that. And then creating presentations. Now, this is very interesting. So let's switch the screen and we'll go to this blank presentation. Now, this is where we'll be using another AI tool. It is called slidesai.io. And again, the link is in the presentation. So don't worry on that, whether you'll get the link or not. So it is already there in the presentation, right? So this is the tool. So you have Google Slides, and this is where you install this plugin. Now, once you have installed this plugin, you have to activate it. So you have to click on generate slides. It also has magic, right? So this is like ChatGPT. So it helps you write information which you would want to add in the presentation. But we want to create a presentation. We already have the information. We'll assume that. So this is where this tool is getting started. Now, what we'll do is we'll go back, and this is where we'll copy the business introduction which was created by the ChatGPT earlier for us, and we'll go back to this particular tool, which is slidesai.io. This is where you have to copy paste it. Now, one thing that you have to remember, that whatever text or content that you are adding here, it must be 500 characters. If it is less than 500 characters, it will not be able to create anything for you. So we'll just copy paste it. It is 1800 characters, so that should suffice. Now, you can tell it what is the purpose of this presentation that we are creating. We have selected sales. We are creating it for sales. Now, how many slides do you want? It has auto selected. You need 4 slides, but you can make changes to it. So you can change it to 8, 9, any number you want. It also asks you whether you would want to add a title and a thank you slide, and whether you would want to add images. We want to add images. Now we have to click on create slides, and it will start creating presentation. It will take a few minutes, depending on how many slides you're wanting it to create. And once it is done, your presentation will be ready. So let it go through. So it is almost there. It is on stage 1. And till the time it is done, you cannot close this window, which is open in front of you. So you have to keep it open. And once it is there, so we are on second step already. So few more seconds, I believe it should take to complete creating our presentation. And this animation which we are seeing on the screen, it will keep playing over and over again, just showing that someone is creating the presentation. And on the background, we can see the presentation. The slides are created. Let's wait for it to get completed. I've reached the limit of my plan, but thankfully I was able to show to you. So this is where it is asking us to close this prompt, and this is the presentation which got created. So the text is from what we had added there, but again, we can modify it. Now look at this presentation. It has already taken those images and add them here. We can change them, but it is looking like a professionally created presentation. We can definitely change the font. We can change the size. All that modification can be done, but it has already done that hard work, right? Now, this is where you are asking it to create it for a particular business, and that's where a lot of generic things were not possible. But if you're doing it for a particular product, or if you're wanting to create a presentation for a solution or a service, that's where it will be able to work in a better way. But as a solution, it is available, and you have seen how you will be able to use this AI tool to create presentations for yourself. All right, so let's go back to our presentation, and this is where we'll move to the best practices. This is a few best practices very quickly I'll share with you. So one is identify the right AI tool you would want to use. Now, this is where how do you identify, or how do you know what all AI tools are available? So there's this website called Futurepedia. I'll also share the link of that. So like Wikipedia, this is where it has list of all the AI tools which are available, and daily you can see today 27 AI tools are added. So every day new AI tools are getting added, and this is where you'll see different tools. You can search them, you can filter them. So all that information is available. Futurepedia is the platform where you can go and you can look for, you can identify the various AI tools which are out there. You can review them and you can use them. But what is more important is for you to identify the right AI tool that you would want to use, and also how to use it, right? So ChatGPT is available for everyone to use, but how many people actually know how to use it, right? So learning how to use that AI tool is also important. understand the limitations of that AI tool. So it is not like whatever it is presenting to you is absolutely correct or absolutely precise, but you can always make improvements to it, or you can train it in a better way so that the content or the information that it is giving to you becomes better. Train and customize your AI tool. So the more you'll use it and the better will be your prompts, the better will be the result. So keep using it, keep training it, and it is also learning from you. So it is not like you're just using it. The every use that you are doing, it is also learning it from you, and based on that, it will keep becoming better. Monitor the performance of AI tools. So it is not like you started using that AI tool and then you'll continue to use it, because these are very dynamic and complex systems, and it can happen that today you're getting spot on responses from a particular AI tool, but tomorrow it may not. It may have updated it data or some other information it may start providing. So just keep monitoring the performance of those AI tools, whatever you're using, and stay up to date on the latest AI trends which are happening. So these are the few best practices I thought of sharing with you. Let's quickly move on. And this is the resources section where I've added a few AI tools and many which I personally use. So ChatGPT is there. We all know that. Then we have GPT for Sheet and Doc, which we have seen, which we use to create product content and meta title description. Quellbot is what we use to re-paraphrase it. Undetectable AI is where we went and we checked whether the content is AI content or not. And then you have Post Genius. So Post Genius is what we use to create that Facebook post. Then you have Microsoft Designer, which we know. Canva also has its own AI tools. That's why Canva is here. Adobe Express is a tool by Adobe. It does not have AI, but it is a very useful tool. So you can use it. Then you have PPF Maker. So PPF is your profile picture maker. I've included it here because many of us are present on professional networking websites. For example, you have a profile on GlobalLinker and you would want to add an image, but unfortunately, all the images that you have of yourself, they have some sort of background. They're not looking professional. How can you improve them? That's where this PPF Maker comes. And then you have Pixel Hunter, which helps you create good quality content. Then you have slides.ai, which is used to create presentations. Then you have Magic Studio for image editing. Then you have Upscale for rescaling images. Phase 26 for creating visuals using AI. Erase it for removing background. Another use case, so you have product image, but it has a background. You can remove it. And then you have Bing Image Creator. This is again a Microsoft solutions where you can create images. Again, you have to just give a prompt, and based on that, it will generate images. Data analytics, you have seen the GPT extension at work, so you can use that. Then you also have Numerous, which basically you have to give it instructions, and based on that, it will generate the Excel formula. That is another tool which is available here. Now, video creation is another area where a lot of businesses want to do that, but they struggle because it appears very complex and complicated. So few tools that I'll suggest. Flicky AI, it is a paid one. They have a free version, but there's very little which you can do. But this is a very powerful tool. So you can create AI voices, very human sounding voices using Flicky, and you can also create a video. So you have to just describe, put in the content. So you can go to ChatGPT, ask it to create a script for a video, go to Flicky, put that, and then create a video. Although you'll have to subscribe to a paid plan, but you'll be able to do that. Murph is another voice generation or AI voice generation platform. Beautiful quality voices you'll be able to generate. Voiceover you'll be able to generate. Then you have Runaway ML. This is especially I've included this because this is where if you are trying to create a video, many times you have to erase or remove objects from the background. This allows you to do that. And you have Thumbnails AI, very another area where if you're creating YouTube video, that's where you have to create thumbnails, time-consuming task. So either you can use Microsoft Designers for that, or you can use Thumbnail AI, and it will create those AIs for you. And then you have Tomb Squid, which also helps you with your description or video title for your YouTube videos or Facebook videos or Instagram Reels, right? So that is a few tools which I wanted to share with you. This is where we'll break into the question answer round. I hope you found the information or this session informative. All right, so this is where I'll switch off the screen share and we'll break into the question answer round. I have overshot my time by almost 15 minutes. But what is more important is you understood the information that we are sharing. So let's get into the question answer round. So that's where one of the question was, will you get the recording? The answer is absolutely yes. Is Designer Microsoft free to use? Yes, absolutely. It is free to use. You have to just go to designer.microsoft. When you'll open it, it will ask you to join the wait list. So you'll have to put in your email and other information. Once you have put that, I think for me, the approval came the very next day. I'm not sure how much time it will take for you, but 1 or 2 days, you'll get the approval. It will come to your email and then you can just log in. You need to have a Microsoft account, which is again free. Anyone can create. So you can go to microsoft.com and that's where you can create. Contact details in the chat. Yes, of course, I'll be more than happy to share them here in the chat. And there's one more thing that I want you to want everyone to do here is let us know. So you can either chat here or I'm just sharing my contact details. I'm sharing my email ID and WhatsApp number. So you can either connect with us and let us know any particular area where you think we should do a more deep dive session to help you understand. So for example, we explain how to create product title, description, or meta information. Similarly, a very deep dive session, if you're wanting about any particular aspect, please let us know. We'll be more than happy to share. Another question was about the video recording and PPT. Yes, you'll get both. You'll get video recording as well as the PPT. Very interesting question that when you're getting your websites created, that's where the agency that you're hiring is going to take care of all these product information creation, etc., and social media. Now, there are two sides to it. Many people want to do it themselves, right? So that is where, if they want to do it themselves, they need to understand how to do it, right? So everyone can't just hire an agency to do the work from them. And what if the agency that you have hired is not good enough? They'll just copy paste the content. And I'm not sure if you were there while I was starting the presentation, and that's where I've clearly highlighted those scenarios. And those are not like hypothetical things I'm sharing with you. You hire an agency and tell them, create the content, and they just go and copy paste it from somewhere else. You get an absolute hit on your search engine. No matter what you'll do, you'll not improve your search engine ranking, right? So that's why it is recommended that when you are creating the content, you should get involved, right? Don't just rely on the agency because you don't know. You may think, oh, wow, what a wonderful content it is created. What a wonderful description of the product. But it is actually hurting your business, right? So that's why it is important that you should be involved in all these activities. Yes, so I'm just skipping through the questions which are like repetitive. This is next question is it necessary that what all content that we are creating through AI, do you have to check it? what you'll be using on your website, yes, you have to. If you're just using it for your social media posts, it is not that necessary, because where the impact comes is on your search engine optimization. Because again, from a Google's perspective or from a search engine perspective, they would want to rank good quality content, right? Now you can create good quality content using AI. Now everyone will start creating good quality content using AI, then it will become a tricky situation for them. So what they'll do, they'll try to detect whether it is AI created content, and if they are able to detect it as AI created content, and you saw that we were able to detect it as AI created content, so that's where they'll not rank that, or they'll not give it a better ranking as compared to a human created content. So that is why it is important that anything that you're adding to your website, or if you want, you can do that for your social media post as well. But where it is essential, not only necessary, it is essential that you should have it checked for your website content, whatever you're adding. Yes, I should. Another question is about creating subtitles for the video. So that is where I've given the link and reference in the presentation. You can use that. Next question was about how to create a PowerPoint presentation using ChatGPT. I've answered that. I've shown to you how you can do that. Another question is a member needs help in creating their website, so they can connect with me. I've shared my contact details in the chat, so you can connect with me. So next question is the next question is about using an AI tool to create minutes of the meeting. That is something I'll try to cover whenever I do the next session on AI tools. But there are tools available for that as well that you can install. For example, there is an extension which is available for Google Meet, so you can install it, and you have to make it join the meeting, and it will keep recording whatever discussion is happening, and it will create minutes of meeting. So you'll have to do a little research. I'm forgetting the name, but there are AI tools which are available which you can use for that purpose. Another question I saw is around video subtitles. So let me just, and it just came now. So let me just start sharing my screen for a moment, and I will show that tool. Give me a second. Yeah. So I'll go to slideshow once again. Let's hide it. Yep. Have to, sorry, have to. You can use TombSquid. It is a free tool which you can use. Let's click on it. This is a tool. Title description using AI. You can create it for your videos very easily. Hope that answers the question. I realize that many people wanted to understand about this. So this is a tool which is available. Now you can use ChatGPT as well. So it is not necessary that you have to use this tool. This is a specialized tool which is available, but you can use ChatGPT as well. I can see there's another question about how do you open Google Sheets. So you need to have a Gmail account, and then you can just open Google Sheets. You just search for Google Sheets and you'll be able to open. Otherwise, it is part of your Gmail account only. So next question that I would want to answer is about how to use AI for LinkedIn. That is where one of the tool that I suggested was around that post creation. So that is a tool that you can consider using, which will help you. That is Post Genius. So on Post Genius, you can go and it will help you generate posts. Otherwise, uh, you saw I explained to you how you can generate uh, sorry, how you can generate Facebook posts. In the similar fashion, you can ask it. Now, if you would want to promote your business or a particular product or service, so in that case, you can give the link to it, and that's where the chat GPT will generate certain posts for you. Or, for example, if you are a motivational speaker, and that's where, or a business coach, so in that case, you can ask chat GPT to generate, let's say, 10 interesting motivational quotes or business quotes or thoughts, and it will generate it for you. You can optimize it, and then you can post it on LinkedIn, or you can use Post Genius. Next question that I am taking is whether whatever I have suggested is equally effective for services. Yes, absolutely. It is equally effective for services. Is GPT extension available for Microsoft Excel PPT? There is one plugin that I saw on Futurepedia. I didn't had a chance to test it out or actually check it, but I have heard that there's something which is available for Microsoft Excel PPT, Word, etc. But you'll have to test it. I haven't personally used it, but Google Sheet and Google Slides is or Google Docs is something that we have used, and I've demonstrated that in today's session as well. So I think that will be all the questions that I can see in the chat. If there are any last minute questions, please do add them in the Q&A box. I've also shared my contact details with everyone. So please do feel free to connect with me and let us know if there's any particular topic on which you'd want a detailed session. We'll be more than happy to do that. So let me know. So you can either drop me an email or you can drop me a WhatsApp message, and we'll try to schedule. I'm not promising very soon, but whenever we have time in our schedule, I'll try to arrange a session around that topic. All right, so I don't see any other question coming in. So that's where we'll conclude today's session. Thank you everyone for taking on time and participating in the session, and also for staying back. We are almost, we have overshot the session by almost half an hour, but thank you everyone for being here and participating in the session. And the real success for this session is you using these solutions to grow your business. All right. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening ahead.